Round 14 on Grandstand, the team went to Box Hill for the clash between the Hawks and the Magpies. David Rees-Jones was in the expert comments chair. It was a scrappy game at times, Rees, but the Hawks just got over the line in a really important win for them.
Yeah, it was. Look, both teams had very young players out there and they're going to make mistakes from time to time, but it was a close match all day and either side could have won.
And the breeze was a factor. They were from the first quarter, these highlights, and it was Collingwood who did have the breeze. It took them 12 minutes to kick their first goal. They managed 3 of them. Box Hill had a few scoring opportunities, though, in the first quarter. They actually managed 5 behinds and should have been closer than 16 points at quarter time.
Yeah, it was a strange first quarter because the team kicking with the wind went very wide around the flanks, and the team kicking into the wind was quite happy to stay in the corridor and run and share it up through the corridor. So they were pretty good in the first quarter, Box Hill, but weren't able to put a goal on the board.
We saw some pace from Kirk Ugle throughout the day. That was him kicking the last of Collingwood's 3 goals, and then in the second term was probably, when you look back, the decisive period of the game. It was 2 goals to 1 in the first 14 minutes, and then all of a sudden Box Hill was able to cut loose after this terrific goal by Bolton, who was fed by Sundberg. But the next 10 minutes or so really belonged to the Box Hill Hawks.
Yeah, they did. They'd done a lot of attacking before that period, but weren't able to put the score on the board. Finally, they were able to put the score on the board. I think there's Gilchrist kicking the goal here. Got the handball off Wanganeen, and yeah, it was just a good 10 minutes of play, I suppose, from the Box Hill team where they were able to put some pressure onto the Magpies.
And then in the third term, after Box Hill kicked the first goal of the third quarter, Riley, Condi and Ugle were able to come up with goals. It was back to a 3-point margin in favour of Box Hill at 3-quarter time, but you always had in the back of your mind that Box Hill were hot favourites going in because they had the breeze at their backs.
Well, yeah, I mean, you really would have expected Box Hill to wrap the game up in the first 15 minutes, but full credit to Collingwood. They were fantastic. And it was their older brigade who really put their nose over the ball. Johnson, McCarthy, McAfee, you know, really wanted to win the game and worked very hard in that last quarter, and very unlucky to lose, I thought, in the end.
They led by 9 points after that goal from Stubbs we saw. They led by 9 after McCarthy's goal. This was for the win. Loudon a couple of times didn't want to kick for goal after he had a chewy on the boot episode in the third quarter, but he came up with the big one when it counted.
Yeah, he did, and it was a great kick in by Xavier Ellis. I think you've got to really... he's a class player, Xavier Ellis, and he got the ball to his teammate. He didn't have to break stride, and that's how you win games. So
both teams with a tough run coming up, at the Box Hill Hawks keeping their slim chances of playing in the finals alive with a 4-point victory, 10-13-73 over the Magpies, whose season is pretty close to ended now, 10-9-69. The Box Hill Hawks score their 4th win of season 2011.